The community this Thanksgiving Eve with the city's annual Sparkle in the Park event, and a staple of an Arkansas community decides to hang up her shears after 60 plus years. KOIM News at 10 is next. Now at 10, a sure sign the holiday season has returned. Central Park in Carthage plugs in the annual Sparkle in the Park event. Plus, the farmers market in Webb City provides some local flavor for the Thanksgiving holiday. And an annual Thanksgiving tradition heads back to the four states. Coming up, the return of the turkey trot in Joplin and Pittsburgh.
The four states' most watched news starts now.
The city of Carthage lights up the holiday season with festive displays, holiday cheer, and tonight thousands of twinkling lights. This is KOIM News. I'm Dow Quick. Carthage kicked off the holiday season tonight with the Sparkle in the Park lighting ceremony at Central Park. The festivities began at 6 p.m. with free hot chocolate, carriage rides, and a special appearance by Santa, who helped flip the lights to light up the park. The city water, electric, and power employees handcraft each dazzling display as their gift to the community. The free event transformed the park into a sort of winter wonderland, perfect for family photos and holiday memories.
We came out tonight to enjoy kicking off the Christmas season with our family. This is such a wonderful Carthage tradition, and it's perfect to do the night before Thanksgiving.
This is the 5th year the Carthage Water and Electric has held Sparkle in the Park. The display will stay up until January 1st. Webb City Farmers Market hosted a Thanksgiving market for those last-minute Thanksgiving meal items. It included fresh local produce, freshly baked dishes such as pies and rolls, and specialty items made by local crafters.
It's nice. It's nice seeing people, and it's nice to have some options for people to buy, and something that's convenient for them. So it will help alleviate some of their the dishes that they have to make for Thanksgiving.
The Webb City Farmers Market will start its Christmas marketplace the first weekend in December. Two more Turkey Day traditions return to the four states. Joplin and Pittsburgh will once again lace up their running shoes for their annual turkey trot. Both events take place tomorrow morning, Thanksgiving, and both events will impact traffic. The Joplin Turkey Trot starts and finishes in front of the Schroeder Family Explorium on 300 South Main. The start and finish line in Pittsburgh will be 311 North Broadway. Both races start early in the morning, so drivers should be advised. And it's not too soon to start planning a trip to some upcoming Christmas parades. KOIM has a lot of Christmas parades from all four states listed on our website. The first one's going to be tomorrow evening in La Russell. Just scan this QR code, head over to our website, KOIMnewsnow.com, to see the full list. Right now, meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney joins us with a first look at the weather.
Well, we're taking a look at our Thanksgiving forecast. Now, temperatures really only warming up into the upper 40s, 47, 48, maybe even 49 if we're lucky. We do have partly cloudy skies, kind of with a few clouds just rolling throughout the day. 3 p.m. increasing clouds by 6 p.m. It is going to be a bit chilly out there. Now, our feels like temperatures already tonight, we're dropping down into the upper 30s, low 40s. We're going to continue to get into the low 30s for our overnight low, below freezing, right about 31 degrees. Now, clouds will continue to push through tonight as well. We've got overcast skies. May not see much going on, but we could get a drizzle or two as we head into Thanksgiving morning. And again, next couple of nights pretty cold. So tonight dropping down to the low 30s, Thursday into Friday, Black Friday down in the low 30s again. But then we start to warm up before another freeze this weekend. I'll have a full look forecast coming up.
All right, Lindsay, we'll see you soon. Two National Guardsmen were critically wounded in central Washington, D.C. this afternoon when a gunman opened fire just blocks away from the White House. Erica Brown has the latest.
The ambush-style attack happened shortly after 2 p.m. in downtown Washington, D.C., just blocks from the White House and the National Mall. Two National Guardsmen, both from West Virginia, were shot by a gunman believed to be acting alone.
The suspect came around the corner, raised his arm with a firearm, and discharged it at the National Guard members. one individual who appeared to target these guardsmen. That individual has been taken into custody.
Multiple law enforcement officials tell CBS News the suspect in the shooting is a 29-year-old Afghan national who is believed to have entered the U.S. in 2021. Witnesses describe the chaos of the scene.
They had one person pinned down and yelling at him to stay down, and then there were two National Guards on the ground. One, it looked like they were trying to resuscitate.
National Guard troops were deployed to Washington in August as part of President Trump's crackdown on crime in the nation's capital, and the two National Guardsmen were among the more than 2,000 serving in Washington. In the wake of the shooting, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said hundreds more National Guard troops will be deployed to the nation's capital.
We will never back down. We will secure our capital. We will secure our cities.
FBI Director Kash Patel said the shooting was a matter of national security and will be working with interagency partners in the investigation. Erica Brown, CBS News, Washington.
Pittsburgh police officers serve the community by introducing kids to the joy of reading. That's coming up. But up first, parents should be advised there's a new toy craze ahead of Christmas. We're going to have the hype behind the Labubu. These popular toys might be on your kids' holiday wish lists. Labubus, or something like that. Yeah, Labubus. The latest craze following the toy stardom path of Cabbage Patch Kids and Beanie Babies before them. Jeff Wagner finds out what exactly makes a toy go viral this holiday shopping season.
Fluffy, wide-eyed, and with a toothy grin, Labubu dolls might look like nothing more than another plushy toy.
It's soy milk!
But try telling that to the millions across the world who can't wait to get their hands on one. Shua Zhang was gifted the one hanging from her purse.
It's ugly and it's cute looking, so I wear it out sometimes.
Chris Byrne is a toy consultant and historian known as the Toy Guy.
What is a Labubu doll?
Labubu are monsters. They're called little monsters. They were first introduced in about 2015.
Created by Chinese toy maker Pop Mart, the dolls were just another one of their tiny creations until last year, when it exploded into a fashion must-have, aided by K-pop star Lisa from the group Blackpink.
And it became a viral sensation without really any kind of promotion whatsoever.
Fans took care of that themselves.
What traits can make a toy go viral or sort of become a cultural moment?
I think that one of the biggest traits is that it has to leap out of the toy business.
Byrne says Labubu is now more of a fashion accessory, and they're hard to find. These Pop Mart machines were sold out. Limited availability intensifies the demand, a timeless trait. Remember Cabbage Patch Kids in the early 1980s?
How long have you been waiting? Since midnight.
People were fighting over them in the aisles of Kmart. That became a news story. So then suddenly it became something that the culture was talking about. But there's no rhyme or reason to it. Something catches the imagination of the public, and people are off and running with it.
Until the next hot toy comes along. Jeff Wagner, CBS News, Minneapolis.
One of those eye of the beholder things, I guess. Besides Cabbage Patch Kids, the Toy Guy says toy frenzies that reached a fever pitch include the hula hoop, Beanie Babies, and Tickle Me Elmo. You remember those? Pittsburgh police officers took time out of their day to hang out and read to kids. The police department and family response advocates teamed up to celebrate Kansas Reads to preschoolers. It's an annual event since 2005 that promotes reading to all Kansas children from birth through age 5 in the month of November.
Reading with children is pretty amazing because their imagination, just having them listen, be engulfed in the knowledge that they're receiving, and being able to see their facial expressions and get excited is just very rewarding.
Kiddos were given a book to take home thanks to the Family Resource Center. This year's featured book is titled Nita's Big Idea by Anna W. Bardas. New tech, including 3D printers, laser engraving machines, and drones, will be coming to area libraries thanks to a grant received by the Southeast Kansas Library System. Organizers say this grant presents an opportunity for patrons to learn about new tech and try things hands-on.
You know, take advantage of the resources. They're here, people need them.
or even if they don't need them, you have them. They're free.
With the changing world of technology and the price increases associated with that, the grant's going to serve communities by providing new tools and resources. Lindsay returns next with a complete look at the forecast, and a little bit later, from therapy sessions to hair confessions, an Arkansas hairstylist has been a cut above the rest. Coming up, the touching farewell that's making waves.
It's been a pretty cold day if you had to go outside today. We started out very, very chilly this morning. Now taking a look at downtown Joplin from the Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex, it is dropping down again into the low 30s, just like we saw this morning, with our overnight low hitting about 31. For most of us, will be below freezing. Further south, mostly along I-44 and south, will be right about freezing and slightly above. Now clouds are going to stick around through most of the night and into Thanksgiving. Now temperatures are going to be in the upper 40s on Thursday, low 50s on Friday, but back into the upper 40s for the weekend, with overnight lows dipping down into the 20s again by Saturday. Now taking a look at our Skywatch Storm Tracker, we've got clouds covering the area, so it's not very festive as we head into Thanksgiving, but clouds do clear through the morning hours. Now through morning, we're going to have partly cloudy skies, some waves of more clouds in the air, but most of the part, it's going to be pretty nice. Upper 30s by 9 a.m., 41, 10 a.m., 44, 11 a.m., with our high for the day reaching again about 47, 48, maybe 49 if we're lucky. And then again, we're just having some more clouds increasing late Thanksgiving and into Friday. Now our Black Friday forecast, if you plan on doing any holiday shopping, we're going to start out pretty cold, again in the upper 20s, looking about 29, 30 degrees, so very cold, below freezing, of course. Definitely want to load up on, scarves, sweaters, and hats, jackets, but we do warm up. By noon, already in the upper 40s. We do have overcast skies, so it might feel a bit cooler. 4 p.m. we're going to be in the low 50s, hitting about 50 to 51 degrees. And then we also have the chance to see some possible showers late Friday night. So here we are, future track, 5:30 in the morning. We're in the upper 20s, 28 in Joplin, 29 in Pittsburgh, 27 in Fort Scott, but along I-44 south out in Oklahoma, about 30, 31. And then we have some easterly winds, and then those clouds really roll in. So overcast skies for most of the day, the high reaching the low 50s pretty much across the board. Yates Center, Nevada, looks like Stockton in the upper 40s still, but it's going to feel a bit chillier because we do have those winds, few winds of 5-10 miles per hour, but overcast skies, just not going to feel too warm. And then we start to see just some sprinkles popping up before midnight, but after midnight we're going to see more scattered showers already on the Missouri side, as you can see, as those temperatures drop down into the low 40s by midnight on Saturday. Now we're going to continue to drop down only a couple more degrees, upper 30s, low 40s. Won't be below freezing Friday night into Saturday, but we will just have widespread light scattered showers. Fort Scott looks like it's getting a little bit more there on Saturday, 7 a.m., Bentonville, Cassville, and then those will continue through most of the day on Friday, light scattered showers. Now, still pretty cloudy on Sunday. We're going to be in the 30s. Then you can see on Monday, we have the chance to see a little bit of a wintry mix. Now, mostly just rainfall, especially during the day, but those overnight lows Monday night, even if we don't get any snow, we could definitely see some temperatures or some puddles refreezing Monday night into Tuesday. So you're going to want to watch out for that as we head into next week.
Have to get out those coats again soon. Lindsay, thanks. This is interesting. New research suggests raccoons that live in cities are showing signs they don't really mind people all that much. They're fine with them and could actually become domesticated. An assistant professor at the University of Arkansas Little Rock began studying this possibility. She noticed how raccoons scour trash cans for food and seem very comfortable in an urban setting. Scientists have previously discovered that when animals become domesticated, some of their features evolve, like developing shorter noses, smaller teeth, and curly tails. Well, in this case, researchers examined hundreds of photos of raccoons and found urban raccoon snouts were 3.6% shorter than raccoons living in a rural area. You might not have a pet raccoon anytime real soon, though. Still ahead, the Chiefs take the field tomorrow for a Thanksgiving game against the Cowboys. We're going to have this week's Minute with Mitch. And later, the Pitt State Gorillas continue their quest for a national championship this weekend. We'll preview their matchup against Harding coming up.
The Pitt State Gorillas are coming off a thrilling come-from-behind win over Chadron State to open the playoffs last week. And on Saturday, the Gorillas take on Harding in a playoff rematch from a year ago. The Bisons pose a challenge unlike any other team that Pitt State has faced. With a wishbone formation on offense, Harding leads the country in rushing, averaging north of 450 yards on the ground and 46 points per game. Heading into this week's battle, the Gorillas know that they'll need to be more physical than ever.
They're built to gain yards. To me, the key is you got to limit the amount of explosives that you allow them to have. And the only way you can do that is by playing physical up front. You got to be assignment sound, on the second and third levels. And then a big challenge for our guys this week is you got to make a lot of tackles out in space. I mean, they're going to get the ball out on the perimeter a little bit with some of the option stuff. And you're going to have a lot of guys in one-on-one situations. They're going to have to make some tackles for us if we want to have a chance.
We have to be physical this game. This is a physical offense. We're not just going to get by doing our job. We have to dominate our job, and that's kind of been the difference between the earlier games of the season and now. Like, we've been doing our job, and now it's time to dominate.
On the flip side, offensively for Pitt State, the focus is to take advantage of every opportunity. With the Bison's ability to run the ball and control the clock, the Gorillas expect to have fewer possessions and are emphasizing the importance of every drive.
You have to take advantage of the possessions you get, right? Because this isn't going to be a game where your offense is going to have 12, 13, 14 possessions. I mean, that's kind of how Harding wins football games. They run the football to high level. They chew the clock up. They're going to limit the amount of possessions that they're going to let the other team's offense have. So when you have those possessions, you got to take care of the football. You got to generate some drives, and you got to end your drives with some points as well. You're going to have to score some points to beat this football team. So big stressor we have for our offense this week is, you got to take advantage of the possessions that you do get.
I've been preaching you have to be perfect. It sucks that you have to be perfect, but when you're playing a defense like this, you have to be perfect. So I think I've just been preaching to the running backs, everything we do, do it with everything you got, because we're limited. This game is limited for us. So just go out there and be great.
Pitt State and Harding clash on Saturday for a spot in the quarterfinals. Kickoff at 1 p.m. from First Security Stadium. The Kansas City Chiefs are coming off a thrilling comeback win of their own last week against the Colts in overtime. On Thanksgiving Thursday, the Chiefs are back in action in Dallas as they will take on the Cowboys. And this game will bring back some memories to an old rivalry that many don't know about. The voice of the Chiefs, Mitch Holtis, breaks down the feud between Lamar Hunt and the Cowboys in this week's Minute with Mitch.
Have you ever taken books into a reseller? They take your books and appraise them. They tell you to walk around their secondhand store, and while you wait to see what they'll pay you for the books you brought in, tricky resellers, they know you'll walk around the store long enough and you'll find a book you just have to buy. This past summer it happened to me. I found this book, The 10-Gallon War, detailing the bitter feud between Lamar Hunt and the Dallas Texans of the AFL and the NFL's Dallas Cowboys. I've read other accounts of the struggle between the teams from 1960 to 1962, but not like this one. Lawsuits, promotions to knock each other out, fights over players. It finally came to a conclusion when Lamar brought the Texans to Kansas City to become the Chiefs. And the Cowboys stayed in Dallas. This Thanksgiving, the Chiefs go back to Dallas. I'll be thinking about the 10-Gallon War on this Minute with Mitch. The Minute with Mitch is brought to you by Como Jewelry in Joplin and Pittsburgh.
The Chiefs and Cowboys face off in Jerry's World at AT&T Stadium as Kansas City eyes a second straight win. Kickoff tomorrow at 3:30. That's it for sports. We're back with more after the break.
We've got some chilly temperatures for Thanksgiving. Upper 40s with the overnight low, in the upper 20s heading into Black Friday. If you plan on doing some holiday shopping, it'll be a cold start to the day. We do get into the low 50s with some scattered showers moving in close to midnight Friday night and through most of the day on Saturday.
All right, Lindsay, thanks. A staple of the North Little Rock community will soon cut an end to her career. Ms. Nell Elliott has provided more than just hairstyles. She's served as a confidant and therapist, not to mention enjoyed a rumor or two of her more than 60 years of service. Hayden Belgavi brings us the story of a woman who's cut above.
Just off of busy Camp Robinson Road sits Nell's. talking about old memories.
It's not so much a hair salon as it is a therapy session.
Lots of secrets stay in beauty shops, too.
For over 60 years, Miss Nell Elliott has taken a lot in while taking a little off.
It's wonderful, you know, to think that they have heard enough about you to come to your shop and, you know, just try to make friends, you know.
But after years of appointments and spilling some tea,
She'd get grumpy with us and we'd tell her, go get a hormone shot.
the time has come to close up shop.
You know, you keep some of them for memories, you know, it's just sad and happy too.
But before she unplugs the curling iron and closes the book on this chapter, she's got one more customer who wants to say thank you.
Oh, very good. Very, very good. I had a lot of people saying, you need to do a proclamation. I went, usually at 9:30 you don't do them. But then they told me who, and I said, no, clear the calendar. We're going to see Miss Nell. I've known her, like I say, from Row C, where I was born and raised myself. So she's been an institution.
There's nobody like her.
Catherine was something else, wasn't she?
Oh, she was.
Catherine. But I'm going to tell you something. She said there's always been two things you don't mess with. Her money and her kids. Because Mom raised us by herself. Because she has to have her money to take care of her kids.
As the door closes on Nell's, it is now time to smell the roses and smile for 60 years of beauty.
And I have a few customers I'm sure that will stay in touch.
Salon doing hair today, gone tomorrow. Final sports notes.
Yes, the Gorillas back in action, looking to get some revenge. Last year, lost in the opening round at home to Harding. Looking to serve up a little bit of medicine to them by beating them on their home field this Saturday.
This will be a tough challenge. If the Gorillas can get past this one, you think they can get past anyone and maybe on their way to another national championship.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow. Let's make it a great Thanksgiving.